Of course, we want to talk about the political scene, and I'll start with the recent occurrence right here in Kenya. We saw the deputy president have an interview with a local TV station, and he talked of an existing cabal, and he mentioned the existing muradhis in the world, people who've been frustrating his efforts from the time he joined office back, way back. Now, this sort of seems like a witch hunt. From where you're sitting from, what do you make of this?
First of all, I would like to thank the government of Republic of Kenya for having contained and tried so hard to make sure that COVID-19 does not overpower the systems of Kenya. 2, there is no cabal. The DP himself is the cabal. The deputy president is the cabal that has destroyed Jubilee Party. He is himself the problem. He has inflicted the problem on the party, on himself. He shouldn't blame anybody else. Watching him speak, I watched him from my London residence, and I said, oh my God, 95% of it, what he talked were lies. I've never seen a person, you see when you study the body language, how the man speaks, how he reacts, how he answers questions, you can see, you can tell some of us who have been in this field for a long time, can tell he was telling lies. There is no cabal. The cabal is himself. He started undermining the president. He started undermining Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He started doing politics. It is him to blame. There is no cabal in Jubilee Party. His goose is cooked.
All right, David, when you talk about the deputy president being the cabal himself, well, he's very well and categorically mentioned that he's not against the president, that somewhere along the line, they just changed views and probably the president took a different route in his delivery, something that he wasn't involved in. So when you say that whatever he was saying are lies and these have not been proven, I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Let me tell you, anybody who has read political science, the book of the Nikolai Machiavelli, the prince, will know who the Kenyan prince is. The Kenyan Nikolai Machiavelli is Dr. William Ruto, the DP. He does something during the time, and at night he's on something else. He is the one who went to the backyard of President Uhuru Kenyatta, picked up a few individuals, seduced them, gave them logistics to insult the president, to belittle the president, to belittle the name of the president of Republic of Kenya. He is the one who sat with President Uhuru Kenyatta. They agreed that they would have a BBI team. Kenyatta told you at Bomas that he indeed consulted Ruto to bring delegates on the BBI. And he was going to reveal everything until Ruto walked to the podium to say, please don't reveal. It is him who started all this propaganda, creating a party, running away from the main party, running away from the real politics, avoiding government, avoiding participating in the COVID-1. You remember when the COVID-1 started, he did not attend any of those meetings. Now he's told us there was nobody who invited him to this COVID-1 Oxford Astra medicine.
Yes.
It has imagined that there is a letter that invited him to attend and to take part.
All right, David.
So the problem
let me just jump in.
Is himself.
All right, David, let me just jump in even before we go into that issue pertaining to the BBI. Now, we're still on the deputy president. He's made it very clear that he's going to vie for the presidency in 2022, and his narrative and ideology on the Hassler narrative, as well as the fact that he's mentioned he's being boxed out of the government. This in some way relates with a lot of people. Do you think it works in his favor moving forward?
It doesn't. Who is a hustler? A hustler who goes for a medicine that has been offered by Russia for free, and you trade in it, use it, and leave others to go for the medicine that is given universally for everybody. A hustler who, I can see a few, if you talk about the people who have got power, people like Samora Machel, these are people who sprang from nowhere. They fought for people, for freedom. But the deputy president has been part and parcel of the group, the same group that has been in power in this country. From the time he left the university, the deputy president has been in power. He has been enjoying Moi's troopings. He has been everywhere. He won a seat in 1994. Look at this. What do you call a hustler? A hustler, someone who doesn't have anything. Okay, in terms of people, the low-trodden, the lumpen proletariat that Karl Marx talked about, this is not one of those. He is only using this narrative to deliver himself to power and turn on them and continue with the corruption, continue with siphoning of government resources, taking them out. Kenyans need these resources pumped into developmental projects. Okay. What has happened in the last 10 years? We had a team called Sky Rocket Team. You remember the Sky team of helicopters that went on picking money from every parastatal. Where were they taking this money? Whom do they belong to? Where do they pay their allegiance? Not to Uhuru Kenyatta. They pay allegiance to the same person. Who is a hustler? You cannot create a class society in this country. You are creating a division that will destroy this country called Kenya. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is looking for unity of purpose. He wants to live a united Kenya, a Kenya that has got one nation, one voice, the voice that does not kill each other after every election. Okay. Every 5 years, we have to prepare our pangas, our clubs, our arrows, our guns to kill each other. We neighbors of Kenya feel very worried when 5 years come in Kenya, because people have to die somehow in order someone to ascend to power. Okay. That is why President Uhuru Kenyatta is saying he wants to leave a legacy of a united Kenya. Ruto wants to capture presidents. He doesn't care how he captures presidents, whether he knocks people who are standing in his way and gets the presidency. That is exactly what Ruto wants. He's not interested.
All right, David, let me come in.
Agrees with him is a wrong person.
All right, David, I mean, you've talked of, before you even get into the next question, I want to engage you on one of your articles that you wrote previously, but you've talked about the deputy president taking this certain vaccine that's not being administered to the masses. But if you look on plain ground, I mean, it is an approved vaccine and different countries have different vaccines. So why is it bad that a deputy president took this, something that he wasn't comfortable with, the one that's being rolled out? Is there a fault in that?
There is no fault in you looking for medical treatment which is authorized by the international supervising agencies. There is nothing wrong with you taking that medicine. It is up to your life. There is no rule in Kenya, but there are regulations. But look at the way the deputy president took the vaccine, wearing a Russian flag. Did you realize that? Do you know how a Russian flag looks like? He's causing us a problem. We are a country that took power from the colonial Western world. Britain and Russia have a Cold War. You are creating us immediately. They saw this flag of a deputy president. And with him taking medicine with a Russian organized background. What they did was to put us on a red alert. Kenyans cannot go into Britain today.
All right.
There is still a syndrome of Cold War. So when a deputy head of state of a country behaves like a lumpen on the streets of Nairobi, what do you expect? The diplomats, the agencies, the intelligence officers of MI6, MI5, they are all over this country. The British High Commissioner sees you in a flag. There is nothing wrong, Owino.
Yes.
He could have taken his medicine quietly. Most of us have taken medicine. For example, do you know which medicine I've taken? But I have been vaccinated.
Okay. Very well.
Vaccinated.
All right, very well, David. Let's just move away from that now. So, in one of your articles, you've talked about this process that we are currently involved in our country, and this is the BBI process, which you clearly stated that it should have been a healing process, but in some way, at some point in the whole process, it was politicized and we lost it somewhere. Why do you believe so?
Thank you very much. After the collapse of the International Criminal Court cases, I am number one. I was number one who said on the same television, the same spot where you are standing, every morning, I said, please, Kenya needs a redemption strategy. People did not know what a redemption strategy is. Oh, we know. In that building where you are now in Nairobi, I was nicknamed Mr. Redemption Strategy by your directors. Now, the redemption strategy is what Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga were looking for. Healing process. Redemption means reconciliation, accountability. Very important. You reconcile, account, restitute, reparation, forgiveness, so that we forget, we come together. That's why they created 9 points, Owino. They brought 9 points to the Kenyans. These are the most important document that I have ever seen in Kenyan history.
Yes.
It's the 9 points of BBI.
Okay.
Call it BBI, call it a redemption strategy. I warn the people, and I want to be very candid on this television station, that don't turn the BBI into a political process. It will jam. That's why you see, I have read through your papers online. I've seen a lot of divisions within ODM, divisions within Jubilee Party, because they turned this thing into a political process. It is a healing process.
All right.
Kenyatta wants to heal the nation. Raila wants to live a united country. Kenyatta and Raila are united. They are not going to leave a country, hand it over to a country to look like a Somalia, to look like a Liberia, to look like a Sierra Leone, to look like a Congo. No, don't look
David.
like a Sudan.
All right.
They want to leave a country with an electoral system that can deliver a free and a fair election.
All right, David, I believe you have been following up on this BBI process, even as we head towards a possible referendum. The truth of the matter is the document is sort of facing some sort of hurdles, and we're still just looking at that date of the referendum. Some people are asking if we'll actually get to the referendum to see this bill go through. So as we head towards that June date, do you believe there's still some hope for this document that you genuinely believe is going to leave Kenya at a better place? Do you believe there's still some hope for it?
Yes, there is time and they will do it. Kenya cannot afford, and I want to be, quote me on this date of 18th April 2021, the year of our Lord. If Kenya tries to do an election in 2022 without reforms, without electoral reforms, we know, believe me or not, let me prepare myself to be ahead where I am, to stand up and fight for my brothers in Kenya. They must do a reform in the electoral system. And you want me to say candidly here, if I were President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, I would not allow Chebukati to hand one ballot paper to be on any of these commissions that will be supervising the 2022 elections.
All right.
I would not do it. And I'm saying it, this is disclaimer from you, it is mine. If he wants to ask questions why, I have evidence.
Yes.
And let him not ask K24. I have evidence of why I believe Mr. Wafula Chebukati cannot conduct an election in Kenya peacefully.
All right.
Therefore, Kenya needs to reform its electoral system, to change the mechanisms that bring a vote where the winner accepts and goes to work as a country, not the winner looking at the loser as an enemy. That is what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is looking for. That is what the BBI is. You see, there must be a leader of opposition, given the PA and all the necessary equipment as like you'd be in government. Would you come to tell the people to come on the streets? No. But if you leave people, a man has earned 6 million votes. Raila Odinga got 6 million votes. Uhuru Kenyatta got almost 7 million votes. You leave a man with 6 million votes outside the box and you ignore him. Yes, that is the type of election that should not be allowed in that country again. So,
very well put.
East or West, whether
All right,
you like
David.
it or not, I am telling you, people might say,
Okay.
oh this, oh that. The timetable of elections can be changed.
All right, David.
Who tells you it is stagnant? It can be pushed to December. Why are you rushing the timetable to go and kill each other? Why do you want to kill each other? Because you want an election in August.